Hey, what's up, guys? Some of you remember me talking about this, at least a couple of you do. There's two, and maybe the third one's over there. There's two light sets here on Route 25, also known as Jericho Turnpike, and there's going to be one set over there on Route 454, also known as Veterans Memorial Highway, that they're going to be replacing. And what I wanted to point out was these light sets have been here, the worker told me, since the 1980s. So I mean, that's pretty fascinating. And both these sets here and the one just past it right there, I'll get to soon. As you can see, they both have LEDs and incandescent yellows, but they were retrofitted back then. So when the state went with the LED sets, they just retrofitted these and didn't replace them. But now that time is coming. Another way you can tell this is an older set is if I zoom in here. Hopefully it comes out okay. I'm not using my DV camera, unfortunately. You can see that the no turn sign hangs from an upper cable. And they don't do that design anymore. They used to hang signs from a cable above the regular span cable. Why they did that back then, I don't know. But I mean, I'm thinking maybe it had something to do with, maybe they were concerned about weight or something on the cable, and that's why they did it like that. But nowadays they just put it all in the same thing. What I do want to show you here, though, is you can see around the existing pole here, they have all this like vegetation and lights, I guess what those are, and you can see you can see the new base anchor right there. So I'm really not sure exactly how they plan on doing this. I don't know if maybe they can get the pole out eventually neatly, or if they're gonna have to tear this all up. I'm not sure, but it's too bad. You know, hopefully they can find some way of doing this neatly. It'd be nice. There's a shot of the set right there, and you can also see that visor for the green arrow is yellow on top. So whatever paint job it had wore off at some point. So it's definitely on the older side of things, as you can see. And it looks like a couple of the visors have been replaced since the set was up here. Give you a shot of the pole right there. And from what I can tell, I think they're going to keep it this same design, meaning this direction only is going to have no turns. As you can see, the straight through arrows for the green, and the no turn sign. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I know on some of the turn signs nowadays, they don't really keep the text. Nowadays it's more of a diagram, but sometimes they may change it up. I'm not sure. The other base anchor for the other pole where it's going to be is that construction barrel right there. And again, I apologize that my zoom-ins aren't very neat, but I can't do anything about that right now, unfortunately. And now we're going to take a trip over to that set. And you can see they're synchronized. Both of them are going red at the same time. And I'm sure they're going to keep that design. But let's head over to the other light set, and we'll continue from there. Alright guys, and here's the second light set I told you about. You can see right now this light set is pretty simple. It just has 3 light clusters and 1 individual light. And one thing I'm really hoping for on this light set in particular is that there's the bowling center right there. And I bowl in a league every fall. It just ended last week for the season. And I always make a left turn at this light, but as you can see, it doesn't have any kind of protected left turn whatsoever. And I'm really hoping that the new set that they're going to put up here eventually, the base anchor is right there behind the pole. I'm really hoping that they put protected left turns for both directions would be nice, but especially this direction because it gets used a lot, and it can really get backed up sometimes whenever there's no protected turn for it. One thing the worker did tell me about this set in particular is that the span cable is starting to show signs of fraying. So I mean, that's no good. So you definitely gotta consider replacing the light set when that happens. But I mean, this light set has been here for like over 30 years. So I mean, that's pretty good for that long. Especially these light sets have been through both Hurricane Irene and Hurricane Sandy. So I mean, it's definitely shows their strength. But obviously, after a while, it's you got to get something new up there, especially when it's showing signs of wear that can cause failure, which would definitely be no good. And maybe I'll move up to it a little bit, as you can see. It just went red, so you know the light set behind me that I showed you earlier obviously went red at the same time as well. And it's going to desynchronize it like that. You know, it keeps traffic flow the best it can be. There's the base anchor by that pole over there on the under the construction barrel. And you can also see, you remember me in some older videos, I said these don't have any lower, there's no lower cable on these, so you can also tell that also shows the signs of their age, that there's no lower cable on them. And maybe I'll get a little bit closer up to it. And again, this light set was also retrofitted when the state went with LED lights. So that's another reason why it looks as old as it does. They went with the LEDs, I think, in the early 2000s. I can't remember the exact year, but I remember seeing them around then. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the light set around 454 that I believe they're going to replace. And the reason why I say I believe is because I don't see any base anchor work over there, but I'll get up to it and I'll show it to you from there. All right, guys. Now here's the third light set I told you about. Again, I don't. Whoa. Someone's got a slipping belt. Again, I don't know if this is the one that they're going to do, but I'm just guessing that they are because, again, there's no base anchor work right here, and they haven't started anything yet, but who knows, anything can change. Again, this is definitely an old set. You can see they also got a light on a vertical pole right there. This one, again, has no lower cable, was retrofitted with the LEDs, so that shows its age. And what's cool is that doghouse turn signal right there, I don't know how well you can see, it has two 8-inch lights on the side of it. And yeah, you know, that's another thing. They don't really use 8-inch lights that much anymore. Most of the time, they're changing them over to 12-inch. I think, you know, I've read some rules on it, and I think the rule with 8-inch lights is you could use it if a road has a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit or less, or if it faces a parking lot. And in this case, it does face parking lots, so maybe, you know, it can be kept if this is the one that they're going to replace. I'm not sure, but I figured I was just going to shot of it in case they do replace it. Let's just see what it looks like if anything begins. And there you have it. So I guess we'll have another light set video series for me, maybe. Be kind of nice and fun, maybe, probably. And that's it, all right? So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see where this goes from here, all right? Take care.